Hey, happy day. So I've had this message filtering through. You know, there are these really big, complex um, ideas and philosophies in life, and I've spent my life chewing the cud on these matters. And what I've realized is that they are so complex, they're often very difficult to comprehend. So I find that there are these beautiful insights one can have into making the narrative more digestible. So if you think about the idea of the tree of life and the Kabbalah would be a good example of that, the symbology and the depth of meaning that the tree of life could have. But perhaps if we brought it back to ourselves, like this big oak tree behind me, perhaps one could see oneself as the tree, as the actual oak tree, your physical being. So you have roots in this earth. You need to eat. You need nourishment to sustain your life, to grow, to heal, to repair. And you need fuel for your systems to operate optimally and function ideally. So you need hydration, water, movement, and rest. And the tree will follow all these cycles in its daily, weekly, monthly, yearly life cycle with the seasons. So it grows roots into the earth to absorb nutrients, and it would use the sunlight to have chemical reactions in order to release chemicals that it needs to survive. It would use breathe in carbon dioxide and filter that and release oxygen as a byproduct, which luckily for us humans is a very valuable resource to live. It's a viable, we need it. It's one of the resources we can't do without. So perhaps you could consider yourself the tree, and you would start off being just the seed. So you would grow into that big oak tree from this seed. And I'll read a bit to you about the seed of pure potentiality, and which I've done before in my Don Miguel Ruiz series on the Four Agreements, and also Deepak Chopra's The Seed of Pure Potentiality. And so this is just a little more insight and depth into that concept of how you are the seed of pure potentiality. So if your physical body were the actual physical tree, what would happen is your thoughts would be all the creatures that live in the tree. So the birds that fly in and nest and roost and use parts of the tree in order to create a home. In this particular tree, there are squirrels. So you'll often find little bits of nibbled acorns lying on the table here, and the shells of the outer casings of the acorn. So it's always quite amusing, and in the afternoons one can look up and watch them nibbling away, and there are always birds. You can hear the birds twittering, and perhaps there are things, smaller creatures we don't see. So all the creatures that live in the tree or use the tree would be our thoughts. And then the whole experience of being the tree in this environment, in the greater environment, would be our feelings, the spirit, the whole of us, where we are an interconnected part of everything. So perhaps the movement of the tree could be our emotions. So how the external elements actually move us and force us to respond in a way which would probably be our emotions. So if you just give me one moment, I'm going to pause to find a little bit to read for you an extract about this being the seed of pure potentiality.